Hello, and welcome to Demon Media, episode 1. As 99.9% of the time, I'm your host, Springy, and joining us today is a very special.
Hi.
I don't know where I was going with that, so you're good. I don't.
Okay. Yeah, hi, I'm Tiffany, aka Oakenchild Cosplay.
Woo!
Woo!
And on last Friday, because when this will be coming out will be the Monday after. Your review just came out for Volume 4, Nora, correct?
Yep.
Thank God, because that's what I put. So, how Demon Media is going to go is we're going to talk about. These will mainly be recaps, like in the title, you'll probably know what we're recapping, which will be the first 3 volumes of RWBY, because, seems like we're just on a RWBY kick here at Demon Interviews. Um, So, yeah, we'll go. One of us will recap it, and then we'll talk about it. Give our honest opinions, kind of like how we work with Demon Reviews. We're just gonna give our honest opinions and stuff. Um, so yeah. First, I'm gonna do the recap for Volume 1, which is just the whole introduction to the show. That basically it's just. Oh wait, before I continue, there's gonna be spoilers for volumes 1 to 3. So if you haven't watched it, go watch it, or just watch this, and hopefully we'll give you enough information to watch 4 plus without giving you wrong information. Uh, so volume 1 was most of it was just character introductions and team building. I would like to say that's pretty much the short recap of volume 1. But more detail was we meet the main character of Ruby Rose, um, we and also her sister Yang, and then we meet Weiss and Blake. And this, in my opinion, I think this was one of the first. This in the first 3 were the funny ones, and then it got not down in ratings. I mean, like darker, into like a darker area. It's not like there's murder every 5 seconds, but Um, and then one of the reasons why I think it's funnier because there's the introduction of Vomit Boy, Jean, and all that fun stuff. Yeah, most of it was just getting the teams together and just some light character development. We learned about how Jean did not really get into Beacon Academy 100% legitly, but yeah, I think that's pretty much the big points in it. I mean, we meet a lot of people. We meet all of Team Ruby, meet all of Team Junior. We meet um, Corrigan's team. I we only see them after season 3, and I don't remember the rest. I don't remember their team name. I'll probably get corrected. Um, but yeah, is there anything I forgot to add?
Besides, like the details, I think I'm trying to remember how Volume 1 ends,
Uh,
but
it,
I can't remember.
I'm looking at their on the Rooster Teeth app. On the Rooster Teeth app, we're not sponsored. I'm just looking at it so I can remember the thumbnail pictures so I can remember them. The last episode is chapter 16, Black and White. So I assume it's some sort of big fight between Blake and Weiss. I
Probably.
I should probably watch the whole season, not the first 6 episodes. Uh, but yeah, that the it ugh. Um, but I think that's some of the main. There are some like foreshadowing things, like I saw the first 6 episodes. That's where I remember these. I just know these. I don't just know these. Where Blake was reading a book about a man with 2 souls, foreshadowing for future events. but since we're not on those, I won't spoil it. Um, when we get to Volume 4, I think, is when I can spoil that. The one we're not talking about. But yeah, is there? How would you feel about the volume as a whole? I guess.
I really liked that one the first time I watched it, and now that I've seen like the later series, the animation gets a lot better. So trying to go back and watch it is kind of like, oh, they do like the janky walking, and then you have all the shadow people, which I kind of miss shadow people because it made it a lot easier to identify. It's like, okay, they're a main character, because they're the only ones in color with detail.
They're the only ones who matter.
Yes. Yeah, but I thought it was a good introduction of like the main teams. You kind of got to know who they were. We of course introduced the first villain of Torchwick, Roman Torchwick, who I of course really like.
I wonder why. And did we get to meet Neo yet, or is that the next volume?
I think we meet her in volume 2.
Oh, okay.
Pretty sure.
As you can tell, we watched these. I should have fully rewatched both of them, but like we scheduled it a Friday, and then like Saturday and Sunday were very busy for both of us. So
Yeah.
wait, no, today's Saturday. No, today's Monday, so it'll be coming out. Is it going to be coming out today? Probably not. It's going to come out the next week because I usually post at noon my time, and it's already noon. So it'll be coming out the week after. So there'll be, yeah, fun math. Okay, but
yes.
Sorry, go ahead. I think there's more you're going to say, probably.
I don't know. I guess I love I can't remember how many episodes it is, but the sequence where they get their partners to then become like teams.
Yeah.
I really like that one because it shows us a lot about like what type of people the characters are, especially like John and Pyrrha. You kind of get to know them well. John's antics are really good.
I'm gonna make
yeah.
a joke later. I think that's chapter 8 is when the full teams come together. Otherwise, it's like chapter when they just paired off in twos. I think that's chapter 4, 5 area. I'm looking at it, so I'm like, I think that's it. I'm looking at the thumbnails, so because like from chapter I believe 4 to 8 was the whole two people together and then going out and all that fun stuff. Because then, yeah.
Oh, no, you can go.
I was just gonna say then they were the full team, and now sorry.
Yeah. Oh, look good. That just reminded me of I guess right before they split into like the 2 teams of 4. They have the huge like fight sequence with them against I think is it a rock, what they call the big bird things?
Yeah, so I think it was like some sort of name off like Griffin or something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. I should have done more research.
I don't even know if they like name what it is. Because then they also have like the big scorpion guy. But that not only is like the song during that sequence is amazing. I love that one. But it's also like where that's when, due to I think like the bridge collapsing, they split into Team Juniper and Team Ruby. So I like that kind of foreshadowing thing. I think it's cool.
That was probably, if I had to guess, I think that's probably chapter 7, I think, going off of just the pictures. Chapter 7 or 8 is when they did the Griffin battle. I'm calling it the Griffin because it looked like a Griffin, and if it talks and walks like a Griffin, it's a Griffin. I know they have special names for the Grimm, and I just can't remember them all. I can barely remember 2. But yeah. Oh, okay. I thought they said the bridge and burden. I'm like, wait, that's the episode because it talks about a bridge. No, it's something else. Okay. So, I definitely agree with you about how it was definitely a good beginning. It's definitely one of the looking at how long these episodes are. Chapter 7 was 4 minutes long. Definitely one of the shorter ones. Because I think the whole thing together is an hour, something like that.
Yeah, it's pretty short.
Yeah, for being like a 16. I'm going to go back and forth between season and volume and chapter and episode. I'm sorry. There's gonna be comments about it. I know. I'm sorry. The Rooster Teeth's website even says it's episodes. I swear. They just also are called chapters. Um, I think they're also called seasons and volumes. No. Yeah, it's like labeled as seasons, but also labeled as volumes. They are confused. Um, but yeah, is there anything else you want to add about season volume 1?
Um, I don't think so. I always tell people who are like trying to start it for the first time, the animation style gets better. You can power through.
Because like it was only like that
'Cause
for like
it's
what, until like volume 4.5, 5, something like that.
Yeah, it's whenever I can't remember when they started using a different software
Mm-hmm.
and the people started looking more realistic, but then I think, in my opinion, the fight sequences weren't as cool.
Yeah.
But, you know, you have trade-offs, so
Yeah.
it's easier to watch.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Definitely. Um. So season 1, short recap was just we get to meet all the characters, we get to know their names, and we get the teams. Long story short, that's pretty much volume 1 in a nutshell. So volume 2, this is why I'm doing both of them because they're very very similar in types of structure. It's just it kind of just continues on same. I believe it's the same year. I think.
Yes.
Um, and some of them get new outfits, as I'm looking at Yang in a new outfit, uh, from the thumbnails. They all, it's just, we also get the fun Juniper dance in Chapter 7. Chapter 7, Season 2. We get that fun. Oh god, trying to learn that. I tried to learn that. I hated it. Because like, I was trying to do it on a carpet in bare feet. Like, with all the sliding. Not fun. I was able to do it, kinda. I'm not gonna do it now because this chair is harder to move than my old one. Um, but most of it seemed like it was pretty much just they're going out on missions, doing a lot of mission-based stuff. I think that's the Juniper fun dancey time is in it. There, you see like all these videos online being like, "Oh, all these other characters did it." No, that was just other people, not a part of the show, animating other characters doing that dance. It has nothing to do with it. Uh, I mean, I think that I think that's all I really have to say. We get to meet James Ironwood for the first time, I do believe. Before he had a
Yep.
before he had a beard, he looks like a child. So I'm so used to him with like the big beard from like the new
Yeah.
volumes. I'm like, oh my god, he's like a child. What's going on? What happened between volume? I think the last time we saw him before the jump was like volume 3 to volume 7. What happened? What happened to where he got like that much facial hair?
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure a lot of things happen, but we can't get into that yet.
Next episode. Just record them
Yep.
all right here. Sit here. Sit. Because like so far we're at like volume 2 and it's like 13 minutes in or so. Um,
They do get progressively longer, so.
yeah, to where I will actually have to watch the whole thing. Uh, this one definitely seems, just going off of the run times, a little bit longer, aka they all pass 10 minutes. Um, I think the shortest one on here is like 12 minutes. I think going off of all
Mm-hmm.
of them. But yeah, I think a lot of this was this is the first time we also met Team Coffee, and we met Sun and Neptune. I don't know if we met the rest of Team Sun yet, or Sun. Um, just a bunch of S's and then an N, and they're like Sun because there's a random U in there maybe. there's a very lowercase u in there. It's like H2O. It's like it's like underneath, like under and little. Um, but yeah, this one we get to talk to a lot more of the teachers and stuff. Oblek, I believe his name is, was he was like a big part of like episodes from like 8 to 11 because he was the teacher. I think we also get to meet Zwei in this season as well, somewhere in there.
Dog.
Because I think it was at the beginning of I'm looking at the names. I don't just know these. Chapter 8, because like Zwei also got to go out on the field trip stuff.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember him before. It's called Dance Dance Infiltration. So Dance Dance Revolution. I think that's funny. But yeah, I think that's a lot of the main stuff, I believe. Is there anything I'm missing? Anything you want to talk about from that volume?
Is this the one with the train at the end?
Yep. Chapter 6.
Okay.
Reach.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah. So we meet the I guess second villain that we meet, so Cinder, right, in this one.
Oh no, I think we get some glimpses of Cinder in the first episode because like we never get to see her face talk. But
yeah,
I completely forgot about that. I even watched that one like 2 days ago. Like, but yeah, we met Cinder last volume. I think we meet Emerald and Mercury in volume 2, which I know they're not like, and Neo as we talked about.
yeah,
because they're all infiltrating Beacon, so they're all their own team. Coming from a different school, so I thought someone was gonna open my door.
Penny, we meet Penny, which we may have met in the first volume. I can't remember.
I know we see her in the third volume. There's a lot of things that happen in the third volume. I'm happy you get to cover that. I'm still gonna look at the pictures.
It is one of my favorites.
It hurts. It's a great volume, but it hurts me physically and emotionally. But yeah, I think obviously they fight Grimm. They go to the abandoned town, which I think in the Grimm not Apocalypse Eclipse game you get to go to, I believe, or like a version of it. So yeah, so you get to go to the abandoned town. I'm saying they get to go to the abandoned town and fight Grimm. You know, the bare bones of the show is teenage girls fighting Grimm. That's the bare bones. That's the most right. Like, am I wrong? Like,
yeah. Well, it's when you first start watching it, you think it's like, oh, these kids are basically going to school to learn how to use weapons to fight these monsters.
Yeah.
And it's like that, I think, for like the first 3 episodes, and then it just kind of spirals out, or 3 volumes, and then it kind of just spirals out of control. But
in the best of ways.
Yes.
I think volume 2 and volume 1 were very much the same tone. And I know we're not there yet. I know you're gonna be covering it, but I think volume 3, for the most part, does also have the same tone to it until later on. But yeah, is there anything else you want to talk about for volume 2?
I don't really remember a whole lot of it. So, we meet another character who becomes big later on, which is Raven.
Oh,
we see her on the train.
Oh right, we get to see a glimpse of her for a second. Okay, sorry, I was like, it took me a second. I had to remember it. Yeah, that was like that during that whole train fight when Yang fought Neo,
which is such a good fight sequence.
It really was. And then I know like everybody got to fight someone. I just don't remember who, because I think Ruby fought Roman.
Yeah.
Who fought Blake? Because it wasn't Adam. Adam wasn't there yet, I don't think.
I know there was like one of the Atlas robot things.
Oh
It was on
yeah.
the train. I think she fought them. And
Oh,
I
the
don't remember.
next season we get to meet a lot of people I'm looking at. But yeah, I think other than the ending of the train coming out of the ground and having to like a few different teams having to come in and stop it. Like that was also the first episode we meet Coffee, as I said before. Stay tuned. That's coming up for character interviews. Um, but yeah, is there anything else you want to add about it before you get to your part?
I don't think I have anything else on that one.
Okay, then I guess like I said, they are a little bit longer, so I would assume it's about an hour 20 to get through the whole thing. Like they're not much longer, but they're like instead of being 6 minutes, some are 16 to 14. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. Um, so yeah, just take it away. Yours is volume 3.
Woo! Volume 3 is, of course, my favorite. So I think it starts, and I'm going to attempt to like do a sequence of events chronologically. I occasionally might get confused with what time things happen, what order they're in. But I guess the main focus at the beginning of this episode is the Vital Festival. So they touched on that in the volume 2, which is basically a festival of all, I think there's 4 schools.
Yep.
Come to Beacon, and they have this like floating arena in the sky, which I think is the Amity Coliseum. And basically, they make the kids fight each other. Because what's not fun about that?
Not to death. Sorry, go ahead.
um, and so I guess the format of the Vital Festival is they'd first have like 4-on-4, and then whoever wins, it goes down to 2 against 2, and then it's like a 1v1 freestyle, whatever. So it's pretty fun. We see Team Ruby. I forget who it is that they go up against, but they do pretty well, which is always fun. Um, and then we see more that Emerald, Mercury, Cinder, and Neo have like infiltrated the school and is like a team in the competition. Which how they manage that, I have no idea. But apparently they did well in their 4-person fight. Um, and then my favorite, which is Team Juniper's fight, because we get to see Nora's semblance when she gets hit by lightning, which is really fun. And John has some great moments in that one too. Just my favorite is the fact that it ends like Nora just hit them with a hammer and she just like knocks all 4 of the other team members out. Pretty good. Um, I'm trying to remember when it is the Crow comes in.
Crow. I'm looking at it because Crow and Winter both get introduced at the same time. It's
Yes.
it's chapter 3, volume 3 is when that happens.
Okay.
I'm
So I
looking
think
straight at it. That's why I
yeah. So I think it's after Team Juniper fights then.
I believe so.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, because we meet Weiss's sister, Winter, who comes in and starts a fight with a guy who's kind of picking a fight with her, who ends up being Ruby and Yang's uncle, Crow, who is great. So I also love that fight sequence.
Yeah.
Because it's great. Um, yeah. let's see. So then after that, I think it goes into the 2v2. And again, I can't remember which order these two fights happen in, but we see Yang and Weiss fighting a team from Atlas, Team Funky, who Nyan Cat is great. So that one's kind of fun. It's one of those that they like just barely eke out a win. You know that Team Ruby has to go through the finals. That's a given.
They're the main team. They have to.
Yes.
Who? Because sorry, I don't. I think, and then Juniper's was also, it was Pure and someone else. I don't think it was Jean. I don't remember 100%.
I don't think we see them fight. And I can't remember if they talk about it.
I think they just said we won and it went well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go watch
so,
it.
Because we know that Pyrrha gets through to like the individual finals. So who knows how that went, but we know she won. Yay. Which was a given. So then I think the next one that we see, which I feel like they only put this one in to kind of do foreshadowing for later end of the season stuff, which is Coco, and I cannot for the life of me remember her name or her partner's name.
Velvet?
It was not Velvet. It was, I should have looked this up.
Do I have them written down for my list of making questions? Let's see. Let's see if I wrote it down. I probably didn't, because that's who I am. I did not.
Okay. That's fine.
Wait, is Fox? Yeah. Coffee.
Yeah, it was not Fox.
It was the bigger guy with the big sword with a Y name.
Yes.
Okay, that's close enough. That's as far as I'm gonna push it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yatsuhashi.
There we go.
Yeah, the guy with the big sword. Yeah. So we see them up against Emerald and Mercury. That's kind of, I think, when we learned that Mercury has like those weird like foot things he can like shoot things out of, because in RWBY everything is also a gun apparently.
Yeah.
And so that is kind of the episode where we learn about Emerald's semblance and the fact that she can manipulate what people think that they see. And I think that's really the only reason why they put that fight in it. Because Team Coffee, so they lose, which is sad.
Yeah.
And then means that Emerald and Mercury go through the finals, and they decide that Mercury is the one who's going to get into that.
And then also the Atlas, the one with Penny and like Penny's handler, I think it was.
Yes.
Yeah,
I don't think we see that one.
I think we see some of it. I just don't know who, because I remember I don't know if we saw their team in the 4s or in the 2s, but I think we did see it.
Oh, I remember her yes, with her we saw part of it.
Yeah, I remember her and her handler basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they went up against two members from Cardin's team, I think.
Yeah.
Or maybe that was in the 4 teams. I don't remember. I also remember I forgot the other 4v4 battle, which was Team Sun versus the pair of 4 girls who I can't remember their name.
Was it like Team Violet or something like that?
Something like that.
I feel like it was a purple or something, but it wasn't Team Purple. I trade. No. Oh god, Neptune's fear of water.
Yeah.
That was a big thing in that fight.
Yeah. So that one was. Sorry, yeah, they came very close to losing because of that part. But yeah, so we meet Scarlet, Sun. Well, we already met Sun and Neptune. And who's their fourth person?
Sage.
Sage. Okay.
I only know that because I'm still trying to find a Sage for the Sun interview. I just know that one. That's it.
Yeah. My favorite part of that whole battle thing is when they go out to the audience and they see there's someone holding up a sign and it's three of the guys' faces and then just Sun's abs with like a heart around it.
That's a detail that I'd not see, or probably did,
yeah.
and just, oh god.
Yeah, that just amused me. Anyway, so we saw that one earlier, and I forgot about it. And then kind of, I guess, interspersed through this, we see Cinder kind of plotting, because that's a big thing. All the evil plotting. Yeah. And then things are so happy in the first, like, 3/4 of this volume. They're all fun, arena battles, woo, and then takes a dramatic turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there is a sequence of events. So the first one is Mercury versus Yang.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, so then they go to the 1v1, and it is Mercury versus Yang. And we know from prior stuff that Cinder and them all are actually rigging who it is that they get against. Like, she somehow planted this bug in whatever electronic thing that they use to choose the people. Yeah. So they set up Mercury versus Yang. It is a hard fight, and Yang wins. Except after, I guess they're still on like the stage, and it's of course being televised. And
it's like the Hunger Games.
Sees, yeah, exactly. She sees in her head, I guess. So she sees Mercury coming at her, and so she like punches him in the leg. But that's not actually what happened in like outside of her brain space. So people basically think that she just went out and attacked him.
And broke his leg.
Yes. Even though his legs, as I think we figure out later we see later in the volume that they're actually like bionic.
Yeah, they're fine.
They're fine. He's fine. And the one thing which I'm still trying to figure out, and this has annoyed me since I first saw this, is afterwards Mercury is talking with Emerald and she's like, "Oh, I have a headache. I've never done that to two people before." And so I've always been trying to figure out who was the second person who she made see that stuff.
I would have to see it as well.
I know.
See, now I have to ponder that. To go back and watch it. Be like, who else had to see it? Probably Ruby, maybe.
But Ruby had no indication that she saw that. So I haven't figured it out yet. I'm still thinking on that. But yeah, obviously they disqualify Yang, and she gets like escorted to her room and stuff. And then her team has a chat with her and is like, "Why did you do it?" And she was like, "No, I thought he was gonna like hurt me." And then Ruby becomes suspicious.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
I mean, I would too.
Yeah. And then I forget how this happened, but somehow Cinder gets access to Ironwood's whole like connection of computers and robots, etc. And so that's when she learns about Penny and decides to put in the next matchup Penny versus Pyrrha.
Mm-hmm.
Which, yeah, Pyrrha being polarity, Penny being a robot, nothing good's gonna happen. And the saddest, I think, part about this is that I think Ruby sees either Emerald or Mercury, I can't remember which one, goes back to like this emergency exit and runs into Mercury and is like, Mercury, what are you doing? And then it like clicks for her and she realizes what's going to happen. But he stops her from doing anything to help. Yeah. So major spoiler of basically the fight ends with Pyrrha accidentally ripping Penny apart.
I think like Ruby had to watch it on like a television screen in the back because like she was like busy with Mercury.
Yeah. Well, so I think it's like, if I'm remembering correctly, which I watched this like 2 weeks ago, she can like hear all the announcements and the cheering and stuff, and then she finally gets past Mercury just in time to see Penny, splintering in pieces. Which, them being best friends, obviously that hurt a lot.
Yep.
And that's when Cinder kind of takes over the video system, I guess, and like starts monologuing. As villains do.
Yeah.
Yep. And then the Grimm come.
Woo!
And then Grimm battle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of stuff happened.
So much happened.
And like I know we're missing like small details, but we're gonna like circle back to them. But like, big battle happened. Big battle. Things happen.
Yeah. Am I allowed to say like the
I
spoily parts?
Okay. Another spoiler warning for basically what would it be if we're gonna talk about what other I would say about chapter 8 onwards in case we go back because we did spoil a little bit chapter 9, but chapter 8 does talk about something that we missed out on, so it'd be like 8, 10 downwards. So spoiler warning for that. Hopefully everybody heard me and nothing glitched. Spoiler warning. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, so much happens, and I'm not going to remember chronologically what this is.
I'm here for you, don't worry.
I guess there's like, oh my goodness, so much stuff. So Cinder takes over basically all of Alice's military tech. So the planes, all of the robot army people. Roman ends up commandeering a ship with Neo.
Yeah, because Neo came to get him, probably in between some sort of time of took him over and I think Roman and Neo helped taking over the ships and stuff with plugging something in. I think.
Yes, you are correct. Yeah.
I remember some
they
stuff.
They were the ones who like plugged the thingy in that then gave them like the chess piece virus, whatever.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've watched some clips. I'm trying to think of like audios that I wanted to do when I finally get like my Roman stuff together.
Yeah. We see the White Fang is like shipping in Grimm into the city. With Adam.
We get to meet Adam a little bit. I don't think we know about their backstory yet. I think we learn a little bit more about that later. I don't think we get to fully learn.
I think we learn like pieces because I know part of it is in Blake's trailer. I think we at least see her like leaving him on the train.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think after I watched all 7 seasons in a day or in like a week, I think I did go back and watch those, and I think you are right about that.
Yeah,
like we saw the moment of departure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I guess that big thing. Oh, I completely forgot about the whole Pyrrha thing.
Yeah, that's why I said chapter 8. We talked about 9 and then onwards because that's all in chapter 8. I'm trying not to interrupt you because it's your section, so I'm just.
Just so much happened in this one. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Is that between
earlier,
before Pyrrha's fight with Penny, but after Yang and Mercury's leg?
yeah, yeah. So we basically learn all of this kind of lore that there are three or four maidens, and they have like magic powers.
Real
Uh,
magic.
yeah,
They like to
like
call it.
beyond just like semblances and stuff,
And dust.
and that they in this vault underneath Beacon Academy, because what school doesn't have a secret vault? They have um,
They have the Fall Maiden hooked up to some sort of experimental transfer of power thing.
yes.
And they're like, Pyrrha, you're the chosen one, basically. And like they
Yeah.
pull her aside by herself, but then later Jean gets to just get dragged into all of this too. He's just like,
Yes.
what's going on? I didn't know this had a secret basement.
Yeah.
Where are we? What's going on?
And so I think also along with that, we had gotten kind of snippets of scenes of like Cinder talking with Adam to kind of try and recruit him. Cinder talking or recruiting Emerald and Mercury, and then also then them attacking the Fall Maiden, and we see that Cinder had taken some of her Fall Maiden powers.
Yeah, I
Right.
think she took, I'll probably say like 70%, because they weren't
Yeah.
that far into the transfer when that happened.
Yeah. Yeah. And so pretty much when all this fighting and stuff is going on, Pyrrha with John go down and they start like the transfer of the magical powers, but then oh no, Cinder comes and kills the Fall Maiden. Yeah. Takes all of her power, and then Pyrrha and Jean end up like running out, and then we see that there's a big battle between Ozpin and Cinder, but we don't really get to see what happens.
Yeah, we don't see the end result. We just guess.
Yes. Yes.
One day we'll get a flashback.
1 day.
20 seasons from now, we'll get a flashback to that episode.
Yeah.
So I think we covered everything up until the final episode. I think now we're like toying with the final episode a little bit.
Yeah, we're close to it.
Yeah.
So I guess there's quite a few things that happen kind of concurrently.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that happens like all pretty much the same time.
Yeah. So I guess the major ones are somehow, I forget how, Ruby like gets onto the ship that Roman is on, and Neo goes up, and then they start fighting, and then Roman comes up and he starts fighting with her. She is smart and Ruby is smart and opens Neo's umbrella, and so she like flies off the ship. Goodbye, Neo.
For a while.
Yeah. And then Roman starts monologuing. And right as he has his great line of, "That's what I do. I lie. I think it's like I lie. I cheat, and I serve, and
I survive." Yeah. And then he doesn't.
Yeah. He gets eaten by a Grim. Goodbye, Roman. We will miss you.
Will we though?
A little bit. He had great style.
You can blame the guy for a lot of things, but his style is not one of them. Yeah. My God, his style is expensive. If we're on like dead meat's kill count, that'd be like, bing, and Penny would be 1, Roman would be the second one.
Yeah. And then at some point, I don't remember when this happens, but Blake sees Adam like killing people, goes to confront him. They fight. I'm pretty sure he stabs her, and Yang notices that, comes running over, and is gonna like punch him, and he cuts off her arm. So that was
fun.
very traumatic. But luckily, they managed to escape from him because no one likes Adam.
That's just the truth. Yeah. Would the kill count count an arm? That dead arm. And I think there's only one big fight left, other than just the general fighting.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah. So this is this is definitely the last episode. Well, I guess part of it is we see this like a mountain awakes and it's a giant dragon Grim.
Yay!
Who like drops oily things that turn into more Grim.
Okay, we're gonna have a discussion about that after this because there's something else that we. Okay, there's something else about future events that now is somewhat making sense. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. And so Puro decides that it is up to her to stop Cinder. And I think she like notices that Cinder's like going to the top of the tower.
Yeah. Somehow.
Yes. And then we finally get an Arcos moment. And she kisses John and then shoves him into a locker.
Which is like the funniest thing. And the saddest thing. It's horrible, but it's... Yeah. Oh god, that hurts my soul every single time I think about it.
Yep. And so then she follows Cinder up to the top of the tower. And they have a very dramatic fight.
For about 7 minutes, I would guess.
Yeah, it's pretty long because she almost has her until the giant dragon comes in and like knocks out part of the tower.
Yeah.
And it ends because, you know, Pyrrha is based on Achilles. I'm pretty sure she gets shot in the ankle and then, you know, shot through the heart.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then gets Thanos. Gets officially Thanos. And
she turns into ash. And I guess throughout this, their fight, Ruby and Weiss are coming up with like a plan to get Ruby up there. Because Ruby's like, I have to help her. So she like somehow scales, runs up the entire tower.
I think it's like she was running and like using Crescent Rose to like push herself up and staying against it, like blasting behind her.
Yeah.
Because we've seen her do stuff like that before.
Yeah, and I think Weiss used like her like gravity glyphs.
Yeah.
To like also. And so then she sees Pyrrha get shot and everything goes white as she screams and we see like white fire coming out of her eyes. And that part is actually really cool because they have that like where it's basically like a white screen and then you hear like the sound of ringing in your ears, which is voice cinematic stuff. And then we basically just get a resolution from that, I think, at the very end of the episode, where, you know, they're back in Patch with their dad. Yang is in bed, doesn't really want to do anything. Ruby's like, we gotta go
save the world.
Yeah.
As always.
Yeah, because that's what she does. And she ends up leaving with the remnants of Team Juniper. So now their team, whatever it was.
There was like a few, like they were like spitballing ideas, but it's like it's just like Juniper.
Yeah. And then we get this what sounds at first like really uplifting kind of what's called voiceover of like this lady, and then it slowly gets darker. And then we meet the big villain, Salem, who is also.
Yeah, that, and we also see that Weiss went back home, I think,
Yeah.
it's episode 1 of volume 4. But like whoever's watching the end of volume 3 probably just goes right to that. I'm not gonna do all of it, but and then Blake runs off somewhere,
Yes.
which goes into volume 4 and stuff.
Mm.
We're almost done. Okay. Uh, so so yeah, I think that's all the main. You covered a lot. Uh, the amount of time it took you to do the one.
Watched that volume like 5 times because it's my favorite. So
Yeah, I can't watch it again. I can't. Oh God, it hurts my soul. Okay. Um. So yeah. You did cover like. So let me tell you what you went wrong. No. No. I think you covered everything. Literally, I was going through on the phone and double checking, and everything was like you pretty much got in canonical order except for Pira thing. But that was
yeah.
it was like it started and then the fight and then started again. It was like
Yeah.
it was very jumpy with a lot of different things
Yes.
because they're like we need to shove 18 concepts all at the same time in 16 episodes. Go. But yeah, I definitely agree. It was definitely it, that was definitely a good turning point to how the rest of the show goes.
Yes.
Because like where we are now, I'm not going to spoil anything, but it does almost feel like a comparatively a different show because like it goes from yay to yay.
But also like we now have overarching plot.
Yeah,
which is
I
great.
know. And like to find all the lore, it's like almost a Final Fantasy Phase game. You have to like dig, you have to find screenshots. You have to. Oh God, I can't get into another one. I'm already $200 deep into this. Um, but hopefully I definitely do agree that was definitely a good. It was definitely a good way to continue onwards. Obviously, because of future events, I do hope that Pyrrha does come back. Maybe she does. I don't know. If they know any spoilers. Um, yeah. I, I think you pretty much nailed everything on the head.
Ooh.
Yeah. I think that's about it. I mean, you pretty much covered everything up for that volume. I don't even need to add anything. I agree. Definitely a good season. Volume, season, whatever. It's the same thing. It doesn't matter. In this show, it's the same thing. Um, def. I, it's gonna be a whole different episode to just talk about ships because I know that's gonna be hated on so much by people. I'm surprised the Schnee one hasn't been attacked yet because we talked about a few ships in that one.
Ah.
Yeah,
Yes.
with wife with the wife talking about in between Marrow, Neptune, Jean, and Ruby. And so yeah, I'm surprised that one hasn't been attacked yet. Now it will be because I brought it up. Not gonna tell you who they picked though. Haha, you have to go back and watch it. Which wouldn't be that far after when this one might have a thumbnail because this one's gonna come out after Christmas. So on that point, definitely Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's and all that fun stuff to everybody who celebrates other holidays. Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, all the rest. Because I can't remember them off the top of my head because I celebrate Christmas personally, but that's my own personal choice. So and Happy New Year. I think this will come out before 2021. Hopefully it'll have a thumbnail. Don't know what it would be though. It's just gonna be like our faces doing something like exactly. I'm just gonna get a screenshot of that. and then flip it, do like the other way. You'd be like, haha,
Yeah.
like we're holding up the name of the title. Ah, God, there's so many things. But yeah, I think that's about it. Is there any other fun facts you wanna say about any of them, really? Fun facts. That's. Mm.
I don't know. People, if you haven't watched Ruby and you're weirdly watching this, you should watch it because it's fun.
And watched all of the Ruby-based episodes that
Yes.
happened.
Oh, okay. Actually, that reminded me. So I think during seasons 1, 2, 3, maybe 4, Rooster Teeth also did Ruby Chibi,
Oh God, I'm
and it's
remembering a scene.
yeah, it's so cute. And if you're devastated after watching the end of Volume 3, I highly recommend that you go watch Ruby Chibi because it will make everything better again.
Look what we found. Hello. Here, I thought you were. Nothing happened.
Nothing, yes, nothing bad ever happened.
happened. And Roman also comes back as well. Oh God. Oh God. Okay. I'm just remembering
Yep.
and also the episode where it was like, wow, you guys did that on the spot. That's some great team coordination at the prom. And they're like, and people's like, yeah, on the spot.
Oh, is that
And it was like, oh God. Okay.
where we get the audio of Ren going like it's kick step, body roll?
Not that complicated.
Oh,
Where
that
are
one's
you
great.
going? We have a fitting after this. I'm not. It's 5 pounds. Yeah, no. Oh God, there's so many things. Okay, but
Yep.
with the joyful tones of my phone being rung, we all know that's the end of the episode for today.
Yep.
Hopefully, I don't know how it's gonna go. I don't know who's gonna be next. I don't know if it's just gonna be us again for 4, 5, maybe even 6. I don't know.
Oh,
I have nothing planned. I don't know if the next episode is even Ruby related. I don't know. Yeah, Demon Media. It'll be covering shows, movies, and video games. Sure. Saying that now. Um. So yeah. That's about it. Don't forget to if our descriptions weren't enough, definitely go watch the first 3 seasons on the Rooster Teeth website or on YouTube. You can still find them on YouTube, but through different people than who actually produced it. But they are free. You don't need a paid membership to watch 1 through 7 and some of 8 of what they're on right now. By the time this comes out, everything that they have on Volume 8 will have come out because I think they're on a winter break. I think. So, yeah, everything I believe is all good. But thank you for helping me do this fun experiment. Hopefully it goes well.
yep.
This either you'll be back next week or somebody else will be or 2 other people. I don't know. If scheduling works, you might be back. I don't know because no one else volunteered.
Yeah.
And even then, I was like blatantly asked. That's about it. Go watch it. Hopefully this was a good enough recap to where you can watch 4 onwards and all that fun stuff. So don't forget to follow the lovely. I'm gonna call you a co-host for this one. I don't know what else to say. For Demon Media, I had to remember what it was called. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. If we missed anything, put them in the comments politely. We might review in later times. I don't know. But yeah, watch all the stuff. Follow a lovely co-host for today. And yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. And at least I will see you in the next video, probably with a thumbnail. Bye.
Bye.